Good morning, party people. Well, the breakdown with just Johnny entertaining himself.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes when I get bored. I just, you know what, actually, I'm very quiet when I'm by myself. There's been moments where I just sit there and I just lay there and I just stare into nothingness.
Yeah, because the monkey in your head that's clapping the cymbals is making so much noise, you don't need anyone else.
That is true.
We're checking out Turnstile. Look out for me. We love Turnstile. This is a band that everyone now loves, but Johnny got me on them a while back. You get full credit for this one. I didn't know this band before you showed me them.
Look,
and I love them.
In my defense, not my defense, but in saying that, they were a much different band when I got you into them.
That is true, yeah. But I think that was a cool thing that I was able to kind of... I hadn't been listening to them long enough, and I wasn't so like, that's the band I know and love, to be shocked by the change in sound. I was able to be like, oh, and this is cool, and just like transition, and then going back to older stuff. Because I still love hardcore, I can still really enjoy that. But I'm loving the newer wave they followed from Go
Yeah,
On.
for sure. And look, I will say, like, Nate's right. Turnstile are a band that everyone seems to love now. However, I have noticed in the comments a lot of sort of talk about this being, like, just too similar to the last album, like 2.0. A lot of people are a little bit disappointed with that. And... each to their own.
Off the first 3 singles.
Yeah, each to their own. But I can see where people are coming from. But I'm definitely keen to hear what they do on this one. They're a band that do have so much talent and they have so much potential to do so many cool things. Did
you see that show they did in the park in Baltimore the other day? Did like a free show in the park for some charity thing.
Yeah. And it was massive.
So big, so fun, no barriers. Everyone was like crowd surfing. Looked like an absolute vibe.
Just full DIY punk, hardcore ethos.
Yes.
Love that. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, just click the thumbs up. It's not that hard. It takes you like literally a second to do. And drop a comment either before or after. Let us know what you thought because it helps the algorithm boost us.
Boost!
Worst chocolate.
Worth it. Did you say worst chocolate?
Yeah.
Good chocolate.
Nah, shit chocolate.
What don't you like about it?
It's trying too hard.
If you haven't been on this channel before, we get distracted real easy.
Trying too hard. Trying too hard to do too many things. It's you know what?
Because it's not a fucking mint chocolate
Dude, I had double stuffed mint Oreo last night and it was bullshit. So get
bullshit
yourself up.
bad?
No, bullshit.
Good. Yeah, I have had that real good.
Yeah.
Bullshit's not a people used to use a good thing.
You know what? I've just realised, like, Boost is the Nathan of chocolates because you can't just stick to one fucking thing. Fitness, fashion, music.
Fucking love it.
What else you fucking do it? This is like, am I a chocolate? Am I a Rice Krispie? Am I a fucking soft chocolate? Am I... Just relax, bro. Pick a lane.
Nah, man. Do it all and be delicious while you're doing it.
All right,
that's my motto. I've started it from the start. Boost! It's really good.
Fuck with it.
It's got like a real, like a Americana guitar sound to it. It's a Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, yeah. Or The Police.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Rage Against the Machine vibes.
Oh yeah, I can hear that a bit.
Not now.
Even that guitar. This would be a great running track.
Yeah, I know where I'm getting the Rage Against the Machine vibes from. It's just the style of the riff kind of reminds me of...
Testify?
Yeah, or is it Sleep Now
on
the Fire?
They go hand in hand in terms of like... Yeah, that...
Great album, man.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I get that. I like these apartments.
Yeah, very cool. Seems very British. That's so fun. Oh.
Oh, do it.
Do you guys like Mexico? It's all burnt out. Okay.
I can't hear you very well. I know you're saying things.
You gonna help, huh? You gonna look out for me? You gonna look out for me? You promise? You got my back, huh?
Terrible.
That could be like a Rufus the Soul song right now.
Yeah. Really dragging this one out, aren't they? Is it going to lead into another song? Still going.
They made it disappear.
It must have been magic.
What?
It must have been magic. Oh.
So I don't know if you saw, they're doing a full album video.
So you could watch it all from start to end?
I guess so, yeah. Because like that, the blue with the birds, then that would tie into the first thing we saw, Never Enough.
Yeah. Really clever.
I'd be interested to know what
the
the order of the tracks is. I actually haven't looked at that
on
to
the
see
album. Yeah.
what the tie-in, and if there's a storyline or if it's just like an art piece with it.
Well, that brings me to probably the most important point for me regarding this one in terms of reaction. That, for the first 4 minutes or whatever, or 3 minutes, that was my favourite thing we've checked out off of this album from them. I just think it was really cool. It was
That's
a little
more
bit different.
you.
It's not even that. I just think it was the best version of them that we've heard so far. You know, and harken back to that sort of older sound, but it had like a progression to it as well.
It sounded most like Mystery or Blackout or something from the last album for me. It had the energy of those songs, but still didn't sound like an old hardcore.
Now, if I was to listen to the entire album start to finish, I feel like I would really enjoy those connectivity parts, you know, musically. In terms of like sitting here for a reaction, I was bored as batshit for the last 3 minutes. I was just like, this is just really dragging this on.
So I was thinking that I'm going to be adding that straight to my Ramble On playlist, because I've got a playlist that is all songs that are like over 7 minutes long. That classifies 7-11. That songs that progress over time, that like start somewhere and end up somewhere different. I really like songs like that. From a reaction standpoint, yeah, not particularly exciting, but also I'm not particularly excited to watch reactions. When it's just me, I'm boring. We need this to make them fun. And I can see why that didn't give you much, because you couldn't be your dumb self in that, because there was little to be dumb
not even
about.
that. There was just nothing for me to grab onto. Like,
I was right here, bro. Hold me.
You're so needy. There was just nothing else.
There was nothing for me to grab. I was so alone in the misery. I couldn't do anything. It's right here, bro. I'm just saying. I'm not needy. I'm just here if you need me.
Sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you. I think just because of coming off the energy of the first half of that track, and then kind of just tapered out, and I was like, this is a cool outro. It's cool. They've switched the vibe, but it went on and went on and went on. It was like that.
I liked that. Would you, on Glow On, did you listen to that? Like, do you have songs on that you listen to? Like, Holiday's one that's pretty standard.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I didn't really. I listened to that album as that album. I think I said this before, kind of front to back as like a whole piece. I don't have many of those songs on other playlists, and I know that's how a lot of people consume music now, is by playlisting. I find Turnstile to be a band that I just put on as the band.
Yeah, that's cool. I get that. But also, you know, like, I loved Glow On because they could be either of those. They could be a band where you could listen to the album start to finish and get a full scope of what they do. Like, really sort of ebb and flows, the dynamics are, you know, up and down all over the place, and you can sort of just... You can really go along the journey on that album. But there are definite tracks that you could just pull out and enjoy 2 or 3 minutes of solid music.
Sure.
With something like this, it would be a bummer for me personally if I wanted to just Look Out For Me as the track, and I was listening to that track going, yeah, that's a fucking banger, and then I'd have to skip the last bit every time. Especially if I was in the mood.
Did you dislike the end bit, or it just wasn't the same energy as the first bit, and therefore you want to change it?
If there had been like a 30 to 40 second outro of that, I think it was really, really cool. Maybe if it had lent in, like, you know, gone into a song like that was more of this vibe, it would be really cool. But as its own piece of music, I just felt like it went on too long. And it wasn't that there wasn't much sort of progression or growth or differentiation in the music. There was parts and moments where it changed and shifted and it kept you sort of in. And I'm sure that when you're listening to it, it will have those days where I'm like, this is the vibe I want to listen to now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like 3 minutes of it when it was a little bit sort of...
I can get that. I look at that. There are songs that are normally like album opens or closes where they put like an intro and outro that I don't like. Yeah. Brand New, one of my all-time favourite bands, had that at the start and end of maybe the album Daisy. The first track, it took 2 minutes before getting the first song, and it was like...
Yeah,
biblical choir nonsense. It was shit, and I hated it.
I remember that. because that was like, I was just like, what have they done here? What are they going for?
And you can't
then,
skip it.
And then they go into the second song. It's got like almost Glassjaw vibes because it was quite heavy for them.
But it was in the first song. So what you couldn't skip it. It took 2 minutes to get into the first song. And the end song was freaking epic. And it just had that as an outro for 2 minutes. But it was so different because it was like music stopped and then it was like old scratchy vinyl of that.
Yes, that's right.
That I go, should have changed that. That could be an outro song on its own. This, it flowed into that. And so I get the progression and the follow-on. I get what you're saying.
It's also at the end of the track, so if you just want to listen to the energy bit, you can just skip.
True.
So.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Look Out For Me? Do you agree with Johnny in that it was too long? Did you like the flow-on? Is it something that you'll go back to and maybe give another play and see how it makes you feel? I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I'm really interested to hear the whole album as a full piece of music. I hope they don't drop too many more singles. But they're doing the whole thing, aren't they?
I don't know if they're releasing them all as singles.
Yeah.
When does the album come out?
No idea.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty soon.
Imagine if it was already out and we were just terrible at our job.
It's not, because I pre-ordered the vinyl, baby. I would have it already.
Yeah.
Johnny and I were discussing this. Do you guys pre-order vinyl? I do that now. When there's like an album or a band that I want to support, friends bands, or something like this, I like to pre-order the album before I've heard it. I think that's a really cool way of committing and supporting bands, but also then you get it and you don't have to go and get it from a shop.
Yeah, that's true. I should do it more, just because, but I'm just so like, I'm just so hesitant all the time. I'm just like, I'll get that later.
Yeah,
and then,
I think that negates it for me because I do that in stores. If it comes out, like, full confession, they're our good dear friends, Bury Tomorrow. I don't have the new album yet because I've been like, I should have pre-ordered it. I don't know why I didn't. And now it's out, and I'm like, well, I have to go to the shops to get it. And I just haven't got it yet. And I should, because the album's freaking epic, and I want to support my boys.
Dude, that album is so good.
I know. We'll talk about that in another video.
So good.
Bye!